My dear brothers and sisters, what I find striking in the parable of Jesus in this Sunday's Gospel is the king's ability to adjust to the situation he found himself in. In the story of Jesus, the king prepared a feast for the wedding of his son. And it was no ordinary feast. It was no ordinary banquet. It was a feast with juicy, rich food and pure and choice wines. As our first reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah described, masasarap ang pagkain at nag-uumapaw ang alak na inumin. Isipin nyo na ang paborito nyong pagkain, nakahain sa hapag na ito. Nakakagutom. But when the king asked his servants to summon the invited guests, the guests refused to come. Kanya-kanya ng dahilan para hindi pumunta sa hapag na hinanda ng hari. Now, what did the king do when the guests refused to come? Anong ginawa niya? Did he get discouraged? Did the refusal of the guests to come dampen his spirit? Did he call off the feast altogether? Sinabi ba niya, kung ayaw nilang pumunta, itigil na lang natin to. Wala nang kainan. No. What did the king do? He told his servants, go out to the main roads and invite to the feast whomever you find. Kung ayaw magpunta ng mga imbitadong bisita, maghanap kayo kahit sinong nandyan na gustong pumunta. Now this shows us the king's ability to adjust, to adapt to the situation. Because his plan A failed, the king immediately had a plan B. Nakapag-adjust agad. You know, my dear brothers and sisters, this king portrays to us the image of God, our God, who knows how to adapt, to adjust, and to be flexible. Kadalasan, ang image natin sa Diyos ay isang firm and unmovable God. But the truth is, God could be moved. God could adjust. God could adapt Himself to any situation. And God could adjust to each one of us. When Jesus became man, when God became man in Jesus, we see in Jesus a God who adjusted to the situation of humanity. Kaya niyang pakibagayan ang sinumang tao. At kaya niya tayong pakibagayan. Our God is a God who could adjust and be flexible to us. He does not love us in a similar way. He adjusts to our own uniqueness. And God loves us. God loves you in the unique way that you need to be loved. Sa maraming pagkakataon sa ating buhay, kung titingnan natin, ang Diyos ang nag-a-adjust sa atin. At yung kalooban ng Diyos, inaayon niya sa mga nangyayari sa ating buhay. In our second reading today, St. Paul also talks about the ability to adjust. He said, I know how to live in humble circumstances, but I also know how to live with abundance. I have learned the secret of being well-fed and of going hungry, of living in abundance and of being in need. Parang sinasabi ni St. Paul, kaya kong mag-adjust kahit saan at kahit kanino. For that is the life of a missionary. That is the life of an apostle of Jesus. Wherever God sends you, you learn to adjust. To whatever people God sends you, you learn to adapt. Hindi pwedeng ikaw ang namimili. Kung saan ka isugo ng Diyos, you adjust. That is why St. Paul also declares, I can do all things in Him who strengthens me. I am able to be flexible, to adapt and to adjust because God helps me. My dear brothers and sisters, you know adaptability, flexibility, or probably versatility is a Christian virtue. Because the truth is, many things in life do not happen as we want them, as we plan them, or as we dream of them. Kahit na ito yung gusto mong mangyari, may mga pagkakataon na yung gusto natin hindi talaga nangyayari. And we need to adjust. Kahit na iplano nating mabuti ang lahat ng bagay, may mga pagkakataon na may mangyayari sa labas ng ating mga plano. And we have to adapt. May mga pagkakataon sa ating buhay na ito yung ating pangarap na gustong marating. Pero iba yung landas na tinahak natin. And we need to be flexible. The refusal or the resistance to adapt, to adjust, and to be flexible is rigidity. And rigidity is a terrible attitude. Rigid people are very difficult to deal with. Kung nakaranas na kayo ng taong rigid, makitid ang utak, sarado ang isip, naku, ang hirap pakisamahan. Rigid people are stuck to the past. And for them, only the past is good. Yan yung mga taong palagi nagsasabi, puti pa dati. Mas maganda noon. Yun na lang dati. Rigid people are so afraid of new things and new people. Kapag may bagong dumadating, may bagong karanasan na nangyayari, takot na takot. Hindi kasi ito yung usual. Hindi ito yung kinasanayan. Hirap na hirap mag-adjust. Kapag may mga bagong tao, may mga bagong mukha, takot na takot. They feel threatened. Because we are so used to our group. Kami-kami lang. Sanay na kami. Kilala na namin ang isa't isa. Kaya pag may bagong tao, nakaka-threaten. We cannot adjust to them. Rigidity is dangerous. And rigidity is not a Christian value. The invitation is to learn to adapt, to adjust, and to be flexible. Because in life, we relate to people, and each person is different. We do not relate to each person in the same way. Iba't iba ang tao at iba't iba kung paano nating dapat pakitunguhan ang bawat tao. Yung bata, hindi natin pakikitunguhan na parang matanda. At yung matanda, huwag nating tratuhin na parang bata. At sa mga magulang na naririto, siguro sasabihin ninyo na kahit nga sa inyong mga anak, iba't iba ang pagtrato, ang pagpapalaki. Walang isang formula na ito in-apply ko sa panganay ko, ito rin ang i-apply ko sa lahat. Kasi bawat anak, iba. And so we have to adjust. How does this person need to be cared for? How does this person need to be loved? Paano ko bang ipapadama sa kanya ang aking pagmamahal? May mga tao na nararamdaman yung pagmamahal kapag nakatutok tayo sa kanila. Gustong-gusto nila yung lahat na lang ng atensyon nasa kanila. Palagi mong tatanungin, kumusta ka? Nasaan ka? Anong ginagawa mo? Sasabihin nila, wow, I feel loved. Pero may mga tao na kapag palagi mong tatanungin, nasaan ka? Sino kasama mo? Anong ginagawa mo? Sasabihin, wala namang tiwala to sa akin. They don't feel loved that way. They will feel more loved when they are treated as independent beings, persons. Iba't iba. And so we have to adjust. And we cannot always demand other people to adjust to us. We also have to learn to adjust to others. Hindi palaging ang ibang tao ang mag-a-adjust para sa iyo. Matuto ka rin mag-adjust para sa iba. At ganun din po sa buhay. Life is so complex that it gives us a variety of experiences. Minsan masaya, minsan malungkot. Hindi pwedeng palaging masaya at hindi naman palaging malungkot. Minsan mabuti ang nangyayari sa ating buhay, minsan hindi mabuti. And so we have to adapt. There's a saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Adjust. Be flexible. Adapt to what life gives you. Remember what the evolution scientist Charles Darwin said, "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one most adaptable to change." And so, if we are rigid, we will not survive. If we want to survive, adapt. Be flexible. If we want to survive, let us learn to thrive.